Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video we're going to be talking about dollar yen and is the price going to top out at 145. Now there's been some updates to the yen. We've had some recent announcements saying that the Bank of Japan are going to look to intervene as the yen has slid to one of its worst losses for 20 years against the US dollar. So it's not looking good here for the yen. The yen is weakening now. The Bank of Japan used to favour a weakening yen. However, with the inflation rate rising and the yen continuing to weaken, it's not really helping anything over there out. So it's going to be an interesting one to look into, because we also have other factors that come to play with dollar yen, which is the Federal Reserve. Now, Jerome Powell came out last week and talked about the fact that they're going to have to get more aggressive on rates. And we do have a speech coming up the end of the week with Jerome Powell again. So he could reiterate that hawkish view, which could send the dollar even higher. And that's what the risk here is for the yen. Now, we have a little bit of zone here between 145 and 147.75, and usually when price comes into these type of areas, I would look and say, this is a time where you don't want to be entering any positions into the market, because you want to sit and wait and see how the market reacts to this point. However, because the Bank of Japan have talked about intervening, and we've seen little sort of change in the market, I would suggest that price is probably going to trade above this 145. And if it does take out 148.12, then the next stop really, apart from the 150s, is all the way back up into the 160s, where you can see we have this previous high here back in 1990. So serious issues here for dollar yen, especially if we continue to slide and break out of this area. Now, what's quite interesting is, I don't know whether anybody would remember, but back in January 21, we talked about the opportunity for yen to go long. We had a huge volume level down here, as well as the fact that we had the yen turning super weak, and we were talking about trading it to 125 and above, and it's quite shocking to see that price has continued to push higher, although the market conditions are producing that move. Now, what could happen here? Well, if this is going to be the top, let's just say this is the monthly chart, so let's say it is going to be the top, we would need to look for some conditions in order for that to be the top. And what I mean by that is I need to see some kind of change in trend patterns. So for me, that would be double top patterns, double head and shoulders patterns, anything like that to suggest that we're going to start to see the classic lower low, lower high opportunities. At the moment, it is too early to say. Price has not really reacting as aggressively as you'd want to see from here. You'd want to see some big selling momentum coming into here to give you the sign that sellers are actively looking to get in and around this 145. We're not really seeing that. So to me, I would need to wait for that trend to break down in order to say, yep, we've probably got those sellers in now. What we could see is a break above 145. This 4-hour candle is quite a shallow rejection of this zone, and if price was to break that 145, next stop would be 147.50, and above that, like I said, would be a lot higher. Now, if you're going to try and day trade this one, it's going to be also very tricky. If I was to draw on the volume profiles, we haven't really looked back. You can see in the Asia session that we retested the US value area high, and then we traded off of that and moved to the upside. The only thing I can see here is the fact that we've created this value area down here for the European session, which is around about 144.17. So the only thing I could look for if you were wanting to be a long buyer of this is if price was to come back into this area and you started to see buyers again, you could look for another move back to the 145. I think if we start breaking these lows through here, that would be the time to get out of any kind of rallies. But at the moment, it looks like this market is going to continue to push higher 145 I don't think is going to be the top for the market. I think we're probably going to see price slide through that high at some point. So expect to see some more upside in the very, very near term for dollar yen. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex trading content, and I'll speak to you in the next video.